Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. I'm going to show you 4 graphics with the most amazing understanding and perfect revelation. I'm going to show you the power of the perfect revelation. It has taken us a long time to get here, because as it says in the book of Daniel, the books were sealed until the time of the end. Daniel himself wanted to understand, when will these things be? And the Lord said, Daniel, shut up the book, because it is set for the time of the end. So as we have arrived, as we are arriving at the time of the second coming of Jesus Christ, or the rapture of the church and the beginning of the Great Tribulation, the Lord has given us amazing understanding. This is the perfect revelation. These graphics will speak for themselves, and I will walk you through each one of these. These are amazing screenshots. If you want to do the 4 pictures and be able to share this either through this video or on your own by sharing in your own words what I'm going to be showing you. And it just is, it's so amazing, it's so perfect, it's so wonderful, it's so glorious. The blessed day 1335. This first graphic I've shared before in a previous video. I want to go over this, and I'm going to add to this with the blessed day of Pentecost on May 30th, 2020. This is the understanding of the book of Daniel, the 1260, 1290, and the 1335 days. From the Barack Obama Nobel Peace Prize, Covenant with Many, as he came in peaceably to be the peacemaker, to bring in world peace, October 9th, 2009. The other set of confirmations within all of this is that every day that is going to be listed is a key day on the Hebrew calendar. Barack Obama received the Nobel Peace Prize on the 7th day of Tabernacles, October 9th, 2009. 1,260 days later is the abomination. Barack Obama at the birthplace of Jesus Christ in Bethlehem, Israel, March 22nd, 2013. This was Nisan 11, the day that Jesus cleansed the temple. On the day Jesus cleansed the temple, Barack Obama profaned the holiest site in Christianity, the birthplace of Jesus Christ. From March 22nd, 2013, we add 1,290 days. It brings us to the Feast of Trumpets, October 3rd, 2016. Barack Obama was again in Israel just 2 days prior to this for the funeral of Shimon Peres. So on both of these days in question, Barack Obama was in Israel for the abomination and for the funeral of Shimon Peres. Feast of Trumpets. And then we add, just as Daniel says, after the abomination there will be 1,290 days. Blessed is he that comes to the 1,335 days. From the Feast of Trumpets, October 3rd, 2016, to the day of Pentecost in Israel, the true understanding of Pentecost in Israel, May 30th, 2020, day 1,335. Blessed is he that comes to the 1,335 days. Feast of Pentecost. Okay? So we see that the Feast of Trumpets to the Feast of Pentecost, 3.5 years later, is 1,335 days. Now, within this, let us take a look at a 7-year timeline going back from Pentecost, May 30th, 2020, going back 1,290 days, and going forward 1,260 days. This is the 22,550 days. 1,290 plus 1,260 days. And the key day is the middle day of Pentecost, May 30th, 2020. If we go back 1,290 days, we're going to see that November 17th, 2016 was the day that the Revelation 12 sign began, as Jupiter was entering Virgo. This also happens to be 1,335 days from the day of the abomination. It's a double confirmation within itself. But at the same time, this is Chesvan 17. And Genesis 7:11 tells us that on the 17th day of the second month, on the calendar before the time of Moses, this was the beginning of the flood. Chesvan 17. And if we go forward from Pentecost, May 30th, 2020, go forward 1,260 days, look at how impossible everything is for this to all line up exactly like this. From the beginning of the flood, November 17, 2016, Chesvan 17, we go forward 1,290 days, brings us to May 30th, 2020, which is Pentecost. And we go forward another 1,260 days, and it's November 11th, 2023, which on the Hebrew calendar is Chesvan 27, as it says in Genesis 8:14, on the 27th day of the second month, the earth was dry, the end of the flood. This 7-year timeline connected to Pentecost is the beginning and the end of the flood on a 7-year timeline. Okay? And the book of Revelation tells us that after the Revelation 12 sign, there will be 1,260 days. It says the woman was taken into the wilderness for 1,260 days. So we understand by the Revelation 12 sign that the rapture is going to happen mid-tribulation, pre-wrath. Okay? It's a mid-tribulation rapture. What does this show? This shows that the tribulation period started in 2016. There's been an amazing increase, incredible increase in signs and wonders and disasters and judgments all around the world over the last 2 to 3 to 4 years. Even going back to Comet Ison and the blood moons of 2014, 2015, I mean, this was all getting ready to kick off the times of tribulation that were coming upon the earth. But it is not yet the great tribulation, which will not start until after the rapture. So what we have here is we have with May 30th, 2020 as the center key day, we have the timeline of Noah. Connected and confirmed by 1,290 and 1,260 days. This in and of itself, this graphic right here is so amazing and so perfect. It's just incredible. Okay, now I have another graphic here for you, which is even more incredible or just as incredible. It's just everything stacks upon itself and it just gets better and better and better and more perfect with every passing day. Okay, here we have a double confirmation of the birth ritual of the female, which according to Leviticus 12:5 is 80 days of 14 plus 66 days. Okay, the birth ritual of the female, I have shared with you that the Antichrist represents the female, the gay Antichrist, the one who comes in the spirit of a girl. Okay, the Messiah was the male child, Jesus, was presented in the temple on the 40th day. And the female child, and within the ritual of the female child, is the 66 days, giving us the understanding something is connecting us to the Antichrist, the number of the beast, 66. So here is the situation that connects us to Pentecost, May 30th, 2020. If we go back 80 days, from May 30th, 2020, it brings us to March 11th, 2020. March 11th was the day that the World Health Organization declared coronavirus a global pandemic. It was also Purim on the Hebrew calendar, okay? Purim, the time when they wanted to annihilate the Jews by the Antichrist Haman. See the plan? See how this is all being planned out? According to the Hebrew calendar, according to the biblical scenario of the Antichrist rising. March 11th, 2020 was Purim. If we go forward 66 days, the number of the beast, the number of the Antichrist, 66 days of a birthing ritual, it brings us to May 16th and Obama's worldwide speech to the 2020 graduating class. As it is shown in iPet Go 2, that he has this graduation cap on, and then it goes to the girl and the apple drops to the feet of Obama. Okay? So power is going to be shifted over to Obama based on this speech that is upcoming. This is the time for the announcement of the New World Order and the rise of the Antichrist. And the power of this revelation will all be confirmed on May 16th, when Barack Obama announces somehow, some way, we do not know exactly what will be the type of, but at this point, we do not expect any more cryptic statements as we've seen throughout the beginning of his rise to power, and over the years, all the cryptic statements and the times that he's spoken off the cuff and under the table and all the things, that he has said, which I don't have time to go into right now, as he's revealed himself to be the Antichrist in many, many different ways. But we're looking at a major and definitive moment and a clear-cut understanding and announcement that the Antichrist has taken over. He is in control of the New World Order. We do not know exactly how that will come, but that is what we have to watch for on May 16th. So from the coronavirus pandemic, March 11th, 66 days, we have a speech of Obama, which on the Hebrew calendar is the Sabbath, and May 16th is also a Saturday. It's the 22nd day of IYAR, the 22nd day of the second month, and that is the day that God told the Israelites to rest, to not go out into the wilderness to seek manna, because he gave them a double portion on Friday, but they did not trust God. They did not trust God. They went out into the wilderness and they searched for manna, but there was no manna, and then God rebuked them. Okay? And this is connecting to the rise of the Antichrist, because Jesus said, I am the bread that came down from heaven. I am the bread of life. Okay? But for those who have not that have not received Jesus Christ, but have rejected Jesus Christ, the bread of heaven for them will be the Antichrist. They are going to need the mark of the beast to get the food that they will not be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast. So the Antichrist will be the source of everything once he takes power. Okay, so it's all connected to the understanding of God giving us bread from heaven, but the people went out into the wilderness, right? The people went out into the wilderness and then they were rebuked. This is the day of Obama's speech. And 14 days after that is Pentecost. So from March 11th to Pentecost, it's 80 days with a 66 and a 14-day interval. And that's a birthing ritual of 80 days. But we also have another birthing ritual of 80 days as a double confirmation of this, that if we go forward from Pentecost 66 days, it brings us not only to the birthday of the one in question. Okay, we're talking about a birthing ritual, right? This is a birthing ritual. So how can I confirm to you that this birthing ritual is true based on the one that I am revealing to you as the Antichrist? Is that at the end of the 80-day birthing ritual, going forward 66 days from Pentecost, it's the birthday of Barack Obama, August 4th, 2020. It is also the day of weddings on the Hebrew calendar, Tu B'Av. Okay? So see how all of this, so what we have here is we have a double 80-day confirmation within this time frame from March 11th to May 30th. It's 80 days with a 66 and 14-day interval. And then from Obama's speech to his birthday on August 4th, it's 80 days with a 14-day interval to Pentecost and 66 days going to his birthday. So what I see here is a double confirmation of the birth ritual of the female as it is written in Leviticus 12:5, 80 days of 14 plus 66 days. So what do all three of these timelines have in common? Well, we have the end of the first timeline is Pentecost, May 30th, 2020, which is day 1335 from the Feast of Trumpets. The second Pentecost, the second image has Pentecost in the middle of the timeline of the flood. From the beginning of the flood, 1290 days, to Pentecost plus 1260 days to the end of the flood. We have a 7-year timeline with Pentecost, May 30th, exactly and perfectly in the middle. Then we have a double confirmation of the birthing ritual of the Antichrist. And May 30th is the key day, again, to confirm everything. It's the blessed day. May 30th, 2020 is the blessed day. There's no doubt we have arrived. There is no doubt now that we have arrived. Everything is lining up perfectly. And everything will be confirmed 14 days before Pentecost when Barack Obama makes his announcement that he is the Antichrist, that he is the chosen one to lead this world out of the global pandemic, order out of chaos. We need to watch what will happen on May 16th. That will be the confirmation of everything else that I'm sharing with you, and confirmation that rapture will be on true Pentecost, May 30th, 2020. Wow, I don't have any other way to share this with you, okay? I don't have any costumes or any type of act I can put out there for you, okay? I can only bring to you the written word of God, okay? The written word of God. And this is as clear as can be, okay? This is as clear as can be. So I pray you guys are blessed. As I said, do screenshots of these images, study them, share them understand them, and know that when Barack Obama announces himself as the one world leader, as the Antichrist, as the son of perdition, the son of Satan, as Satan himself, I don't know what will happen. We will watch. That will be our confirmation. And what did Jesus say? What did Jesus say? I have told you beforehand, so that when everything comes to pass, you will believe that I am He. I have told you everything beforehand, so that when everything comes to pass, you will know that I am He. Oh, wow. I'm so blessed. I pray you guys are wonderfully blessed today. And this is the most incredible encouragement, clear understanding, pure, true revelation, perfectly aligned with the Word of God. Perfectly aligned to give us the understanding, as Jesus said in Matthew 24:15. What is the sign of your coming? When you see the abomination of desolation, according to the prophet Daniel, who reveals the 1260, the 1290, and the 1335 days? Daniel. Jesus told us the answer was in the book of Daniel. This is the revelation I am bringing to you, chosen by God, Steve Fletcher, a trumpet for my people, the sign of His coming revealed.